Some people don't hate you because you did something wrong. They start acting strange because your growth made them feel behind. And the confusing part is, they may still smile at you. They may still talk to you. They may still act normal in front of other people. But when something good happens in your life, their energy changes. You tell them good news, and suddenly, their reply is dry. You show excitement, and they quietly reduce it. You feel proud for one small moment, and somehow, after talking to them, you feel guilty for even being happy. And later at night, you replay the conversation. Was I showing off? Did I say something wrong? Why did their face change? But sometimes, the answer is not that you did too much. Sometimes, your light touched a place inside them that still feels insecure. This is one of the quietest signs someone may be secretly jealous of you. Not because you are better than them, but because something about your growth reminds them of what they have not healed yet. The first sign is this: they support you, but only when your success is small enough to not threaten them. When you are struggling, they may feel close to you. When you are confused, heartbroken, lost, or doubting yourself, they may listen. Because in those moments, you feel safe to them. You are not ahead. You are not glowing. You are not becoming someone they fear losing access to. But the moment you start improving, the moment you start looking better, becoming more confident, getting attention, earning something, healing, or setting boundaries, their warmth becomes colder. Their replies become shorter. Their smile becomes slightly forced. They may say, "Nice," but you can feel there is no real happiness behind it. And that is what makes it painful. Because you are not asking them to worship your success. You just wanted someone close to you to be genuinely happy. But jealous people often struggle to celebrate what secretly triggers them. They may not even fully understand what they are feeling. They just know that your progress makes them uncomfortable. And instead of facing that feeling, they make you feel like you are the problem. The second sign is they minimize your wins. You tell them something good, and they quickly make it sound smaller. You say, "I finally got selected." They say, "Yeah, but a lot of people get selected." You say, "My video is doing better." They say, "Maybe the algorithm just helped you." You say, "I am finally feeling confident." They say, "Don't get too proud." Notice the pattern. They do not always insult you directly. They just remove the emotional value from your moment. They make your achievement feel ordinary, lucky, easy, not that special. And if you are someone who already overthinks, this can hurt deeply. Because instead of enjoying your moment, you start explaining yourself. You start proving that you worked hard. You start defending your own happiness. And slowly, you learn to hide your good news from them. Not because you are secretive, but because their reaction steals the peace from your joy. A person who truly cares about you may have their own insecurities, but they will still try to honor your happiness. A jealous person often cannot do that without making your win feel smaller first. The third sign is they joke about the exact thing they secretly resent. Jealousy often hides behind humor. They may say things like, "Oh, look at you, celebrity now. Someone is acting important. You changed after getting attention. Don't forget us when you become famous." At first, it sounds playful, so you laugh. You ignore it. You tell yourself, "Maybe I am being too sensitive." But deep down, the joke feels sharp. Because it is not just a joke. It has a message inside it. It says, "I noticed you rising, and I do not know how to handle it." This is why their jokes often come exactly when you are growing. When you dress better, when you start going out more, when people compliment you, when you stop begging for attention, when you finally become less available to people who once had easy access to you. Suddenly, they call you changed. But sometimes, you changed really means, "You stopped being small enough for me to feel comfortable." And that can make you question your own growth. You may start softening your confidence around them. You may downplay your achievements. You may avoid posting things. You may even feel guilty for becoming happier. But listen carefully. Real love does not require you to shrink so someone else can feel secure. The fourth sign is they become secretly competitive with your pain. This one is subtle. If you share that you are tired, they are more tired. If you say you had a hard day, their day was worse. If you talk about your problems, they quickly shift the conversation back to themselves. It may not always be jealousy of your success. Sometimes people are jealous of the attention, sympathy, or support you receive. They do not like seeing others care about you. They feel uncomfortable when you are noticed, even for your pain. So instead of comforting you, they compete. They turn your emotional moment into a scoreboard. And if you grew up feeling emotionally unseen, this can confuse you. You may feel bad for needing support. You may think, "Maybe my problems are not important." You may stop opening up. But healthy people do not need to win the suffering competition. They can make space for your feelings without immediately making the room about themselves. Someone who is jealous may struggle with that, because your emotional attention feels like something they are losing. The fifth sign is they copy you, but still criticize you. They may copy your style, your ideas, your way of speaking, your content, your habits, your confidence. But when you do it, they act like it is not impressive. They may watch everything you do. They may notice every update. They may check your profile, your stories, your progress, your relationships, your moves. But in person, they act uninterested. This is one of the strangest patterns. They are inspired by you, but irritated by the fact that you inspired them. So they take pieces of you quietly, while making you feel like there is nothing special about you. And this can make you feel crazy, because their actions say, "am watching," but their words say, "do not care." That mixed energy is what makes jealousy so emotionally draining. It is not always open hatred. Sometimes it is hidden admiration mixed with resentment. They want what you have, but they do not want to admit that you have something worth wanting. The sixth sign is they make you feel guilty for becoming stronger. When you start healing, they may say you are distant. When you set boundaries, they may say you have attitude. When you stop replying instantly, they may say you changed. When you rest instead of overgiving, they may act hurt. And if you are a caring person, this can pull you back into old patterns. You start checking your phone again. You start explaining your boundaries. You start apologizing for needing space. You start feeling guilty while resting. You think, maybe I am becoming selfish. But sometimes, people who benefited from your insecurity will feel uncomfortable with your healing. They liked the version of you who said yes too quickly, the version who over-explained, the version who tolerated disrespect to avoid conflict, the version who made yourself smaller so the relationship would not break. So when you become calmer, stronger, and less available for emotional chaos, they do not always celebrate. Sometimes they call it arrogance. But healing can look like distance to people who were used to your self-abandonment. And this is where you need to be honest with yourself. Not everyone who acts strange is jealous. Some people are busy. Some people are struggling. Some people do not know how to express happiness. Well, so do not judge someone from one dry reply, one bad day, or one awkward moment. Look at the pattern. Do they repeatedly make your good moments feel smaller? Do they become cold when you are confident? Do their jokes leave you feeling ashamed? Do they only feel close when you are struggling? Do you feel like you have to hide your happiness to keep the peace? That is the part worth noticing, because the right people may sometimes feel insecure, but they will still choose love over competition. They will not punish you for growing. They will not make your confidence feel like a betrayal. They will not make you feel lonely in your own good news. And maybe this is the healing insight worth remembering. Jealousy is not always proof that you are doing something wrong. Sometimes it is proof that you are becoming visible. You are becoming harder to control. You are becoming less dependent on approval. You are becoming someone who no longer needs to beg for a place in rooms that secretly wanted you small. And yes, that may make some people uncomfortable, but your job is not to become less bright so others can avoid their shadows. Your job is to grow without becoming cruel, to protect your peace without becoming cold, to stay humble without becoming invisible. If you have ever felt someone's energy change when your life got better, comment, "I felt that." Because sometimes, the people who understand this feeling are the ones who spent years hiding their light, just to keep others comfortable. And if this video helped you understand something you could never explain, you can subscribe to MindMotive Psychology for more deep videos like this. But remember this, the people who truly love you may notice your shine, but they will not try to turn it down. They will stand close enough to feel your light, without making you feel guilty for having it.